everybody, it's Dale.
And this is Eric.
And welcome to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you can find at optimusprimecast.com.
Episode 23.
Law of the Jungle.
Written by Mark Kieran Young.
And directed by John Poser.
This week, after accidentally killing a feline friend in a fight with Inferno, Tigatron feels guilty and almost leaves the Maximals. But Dinobot and Optimus are able to bring him back. Meanwhile, Inferno, Waspinator, and Pterosaur are looking for a gift to give to the royalty, with Tigatron and Dinobot at the top of their list. That's all I needed to do.
All right.
So this week we open up with a... What did we open up with? A fly?
With the circle of life.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, this week we open up with Elton John.
Elton John playing us out, playing a fly out who gets caught by a frog.
Who gets caught by a snake.
Who gets caught by an eagle.
Yep. Circle of life.
They call it the circle. The circle of life.
I'm putting the audio of that in.
But we're watching the Circle of Life. Then we end up watching the Eagles soar past Dinobot and Cheetor, who were...
Yeah, Dinobot hates this gig.
Yeah,
again. It's like the first thing I wrote. I'm just going to get a stamp. I'm going to get a stamp. So I don't have to write that line every time Dinobot's off on a mission. Just thump.
Optimus is insane to waste my talents on a futile hunt.
Dinobot hates this gig. He doesn't want to go looking for things. Cheetor is saying, but it's really important. Because what they're doing is they're looking for more alien artifacts.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what exactly is going on with this, strange primitive planet.
Yeah, Rhinox says those things can be dangerous. Optimus wants us to find as many as we...
And I am completely... This is Earth. This is Earth.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been in a bridge of the news as of lately, but NASA recently has found Earth's second moon, so to speak. It shares the same orbit. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's very small. Mm-hmm. It's very tiny, and it has like a horseshoe type orbit around Earth.
Where is it?
It's in between. Well, it shares the same orbit, kind of like Earth, and it kind of goes far out, and then it comes back in, and then it goes back out, and then it comes back in. It's like in between. It swings in between like the moon and the Earth.
But who's seeing this? Or is it not visible with the naked eye?
They call it 3753 Corinthine.
Okay.
Cruithne.
Huh? Can I see that?
Corinthine?
Let me see that sheet. It says I have blue eyes, but I decided to have gray eyes.
So yeah, it's just kind of funny, like how all these things are like little tiny things are popping out.
Yeah, that's unpronounceable.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it kind of. What were some of the fun things I was picking up on it? I think they first thought they discovered it around like mid to late 90s.
Okay.
And now they have confirmation because its orbit is so weird.
So freaky?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just kind of find it very funny because it's like the time that it was discovered would have been roughly around the time that this series was starting to be made and
put
together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just giving the writers and the producers of the show way too much credit.
I don't know, man. Canadians.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Earth does officially have a second moon, even though it's a lot smaller.
Okay,
which would make sense because Rhinox says it doesn't have as much mass as the other moon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Might be hollow, like the like those. I
don't know. Well,
this conspiracy
this
theorists.
one does not seem to be hollow.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really cool. I also went and I took my telescope out and I did take some pictures of the moon, and I did not see any obelisks on our moon, on Luna.
Which means that this show didn't take place on Earth.
No, it just means that the obelisk was on Corinthine.
Yeah.
not our moon.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see where that gets you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. I'm sorry to kind of
how would
get
you
ahead of ourselves.
How would you like to know that you're within 75 minutes of viewing to have your answer?
I don't know.
We are within 3 shows.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
I would love to get there sometime this week.
So as Dinobot hates the world, and
Dinobot hates this gig,
and Cheetor is telling him how important this is. They get ambushed
by Inferno.
Yeah.
Our new he's the latest addition to the Predacon ranks.
Correct. Who we haven't really seen that much of.
No,
really.
we have not. We really have
since his
not.
debut of Crazy, Protect the Colony.
Yeah, this episode is very, very much about. I currently have been sold an Inferno action figure. That's what this show is about. Okay. Yeah, Dale has just decided that he's going to buy one. It's in my Amazon wish list now. Nice. It's about $45, and that's going to get bought, and it's going to get transformed. I like it.
We'll put a link to the toy that Dale bought on in the show notes, so you could also, for those of you playing at home who want to also purchase at home, like we are doing here.
Yeah, buy along with us.
Yeah, we'll put it there. You guys can play with us remotely. But yeah, so he ambushes them, and he has, I guess, a cluster bomb.
Yeah, he's got this really crazy cluster bomb. Well, they've got this big pile of munitions. What's happening is Inferno is ambushing them, and Pterosaur and Waspinator are left behind to complain. That Pterosaur is complaining because he hasn't given the signal yet. He's supposed to be leading this mission, and he's supposed to give the signal.
What happened to the plan?
What happened to the plan? I was supposed to give the signal. I didn't give the signal. He's definitely not following orders. And Waspinator is saying, well, I love signals, and I will wait for it.
Waspinator likes signals.
So Inferno attacks, and the funny thing is, while this is going on, it was completely, not prompted, not scheduled. Because, that's what you put on your itinerary. You know? Wake up, shower, breakfast, attack. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's what the Predacon itinerary is. Wake up, eat breakfast, attack.
Wait for signals, not one of them. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing that I found here is that his chin is mighty.
Oh, what, Inferno?
Inferno's chin.
He's got a really great face. Well, when you first met him, you loved his design.
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed his design.
Striking.
He did remind me of Jonan Vasquez's work, with Invader Zim and Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Really kind of sharp angles, and I don't know. It was just really
a lot of sharp angles. He's a crazy guy.
Yeah, but
you would imagine that he would make toast in a violent and insane manner.
Yes, or send chickens out into space.
Yeah, I just found my Invaders in DVDs too.
We'll put that on Amazon link too. Great show. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Find someone who has it or otherwise. But he has a very powerful chin, and the reason why I say that is that I think either Cheetor or Dinobot was shooting at him, and there's a shot of him getting shot in the chin, and his chin deflects it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, really? There's all these huge explosions from all these shots being fired. It just hits his chin and goes ding.
Oh, that's awesome. I noticed a lot of other cartoony things that they were doing in this episode, but they weren't played up so much that it was distracting. To me, at least.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get to them as we go through.
Get to it. But the fight kind of goes on and on.
This was a good fight.
Yeah, it was okay.
The direction was good. We didn't have crazy, really bad direction shots where the camera was shaking stupid. There wasn't. You always knew what was happening. You had good spatial relations, especially when I think pretty early on. No, it's later on because Inferno was attacking, and he is separating Dinobot and Cheetor. The only weird thing that I saw was Dinobot has a lazy eye. Can you notice this with the lasers? No. He's looking up, but his eyes are both pointing outward.
Oh, it's so
the finer
funny.
Features of laser vision is that he should actually aim those back at himself and fix that lazy eye, because he can't shoot in a straight line. Apparently, that's what's wrong. That's what's been wrong this whole time. Sometimes he's a crack shot, but if he's not really paying attention, his lazy eye just wanders off to one side.
Nice.
All right, so
the thing with that fight, Inferno's doing all this work, and then when Pterosaur is complaining about waiting for the signal, he's like, I'm going to go and back him up. You go ahead and take out the cat. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay. And then Pterosaur goes down, and then Waspinator's like, I'm going to wait for that signal.
Yeah.
I like signals.
Yeah, he's so pleased with himself. I found that adorable. I always feel bad for Waspinator. He just comes to work.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if Pterosaur really even needed to do any type of backup because Inferno had him pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Inferno is a total dominating force in this fight. Mm-hmm. And in this whole episode, he's pretty unbeatable. It is the type of thing to where there's nothing's going to get him. Also,
someone on the production team, I guess, went all out, rendering some of the particle effects.
Oh, it looked good, didn't it?
in the middle of the fight or whatever, Inferno goes and changes over from using his gun. I guess he turns it onto a flamethrower mode.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice to see rendered flame, opposed to what they've been doing a lot. Well, also they do this later on in the episode. A lot of just actual explosions that are chroma keyed or keyed into the video. Mm-hmm. Like what they did with what was that episode? The explosion.
What with the big the spinning bits of shards of energon that all looked identical?
No, the one where they just copied.
The good one.
No, not the good one. It was really cheesy. They just took a real explosion and then they pasted it on top of the footage. They used it. It was like a really, really bad green screening of an explosion.
Yeah, the really bad compositing. I forget. We've had some bad ones.
But yeah.
It's best to forget those. That's how you're left with the impression that you really love this show. You forgot. Don't worry about it. Move on. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Okay, fine. So yeah, so he uses the flamethrower thing. They send out a distress signal. Primal picks it up and he's on his way.
Yeah.
On his way in. The fight keeps on going on. Dinobot is taken out. Cheetor takes some heavy hits. Mm-hmm.
And about this time, this is when Pterosaur is really starting to try to get involved, and he's flying over towards the really bad plan that they've constructed.
Yes.
So instead of them just having good guns attached to their robot bodies, they have a pile of munitions up in a
mountain.
In a mountain
face.
Yeah. And then they got to go there and grab a cluster bomb.
And it's not nearby. The mountain's off in the distance.
Yeah, it's off in the distance. This is really inconvenient, highly inconvenient, and it's a bad plan.
And in the beginning of it, we see Inferno holding these things above his head and everything, it's nothing. Mm-hmm. But then Pterosaur grabs it and he's labor intensive trying to lift this thing with his tiny hand feet, claw feet, to carry it over to use it.
Yeah, he goes over and he tries to help.
Yeah.
And does it help? I think Pterosaur helps.
Well, what
he drops it down and it causes more havoc down on the ground. I don't know.
Well, what ends up happening?
So much consequence.
Inferno goes to go take out Dinobot because at this point Cheetor is down behind cover, and when Pterosaur goes ahead and drops that cluster bomb thing, he ends up blowing up both Dinobot and Inferno, because when he flies down to go finish off Dinobot pulls out his spinny tail, is acting as a shield.
Yeah, that was pretty
knocking
good.
him back, and he's getting close and close, and you think that he's gaining ground. Oh, he's gonna totally take him out, and then that's when the cluster bomb hits and blows them both up, and all hail Pterosaur.
Yeah, and all hail. But then Cheetor pops up and he gets Pterosaur.
Yeah.
And then Pterosaur is slammed up against a wall in one of those cartoony scenes that I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's one of the things is Pterosaur gets plastered to the wall, pancaked to the rock face, and he's talking to Waspinator, trying to convey to him that I am currently giving you this signal. Would you please go help?
Yes, just go. Okay.
This is the signal. Go do things. And then after finally acknowledging it, then Pterosaur peels off of the wall and does his Warner Brothers pratfall. And then Waspinator goes and gets his munitions from the cliff,
which you could barely carry.
Yeah, it's too heavy. And I like that because it's just funny because I don't know. I think about kind of the toy proportions because it's obvious that the giant fire ant can carry. Oh, that's why, because he's an ant. Ants can carry hundreds of times their own weight.
Yeah, but ants can't fly.
Maybe he's a robot.
He's not a queen.
He's not a queen. Yeah, you're right.
Queen ants are the only ants that can really fly.
Okay, fine. Then never mind. Forget it.
Yep.
Forget it.
You're wrong.
It's too heavy for Waspinator. I'll roll out on it. It's too heavy for Waspinator. He can't deal with it. And he's just falling, and he falls. It's him who falls right past Tigatron.
Yeah.
Who happens to be walking on this...
Walking on the mountain.
Walking on the mountainside. I don't know why he's walking on the mountainside not helping Dinobot and Cheetor, but whatever.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes and he drifts past Tigatron. And then he starts like commenting on Tigatron and like, "Oh, Tiger Bot,
yeah,
I'm gonna get you next or whatever." And then he doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts back up like further up, and there's another one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and that's actually Tigatron.
Yeah, the Snow Tiger doesn't react, but the Snow Tiger's like roaring and kind of clawing at Waspinator, and Waspinator backs up a little bit and then finds actual Tigatron. Yep. Big fake.
And then Tiger drops down on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing that I don't understand. It's like, okay, well, Waspinator was trying to carry this cluster bomb or whatever piece of munitions, and he was barely able to, like, stay aloft.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he went over the area where he did not have, like, the wind pushing down on the ground, he dropped, like, severely. So then when Tigatron jumped on top of him, I'm assuming that Tigatron weighs more than that munitions thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's able to maintain flight with Tigatron on his back and flying out.
Not for long. It's obvious. He says, "I cannot fly."
I know, but
I can't fly. And he ends up dropping
flying.
it. Yes, he was obviously flying, but he was obviously struggling.
Yeah, alright. Well,
It's not, if he took off and it turned into a crazy, like, speeder bike through the Ewok forest type of a scene, then yeah. But in this case, no, Waspinator is sucking.
Yeah.
He's sucking at flight, he's sucking at carrying the bomb, and he's sucking at carrying Tiger Kitty. He can't do it.
So Tigatron, like, basically rides him for a bit. He drops off.
Phrasing. Yeah, so he drops him after a little bit. He drops the bomb, and the bomb does the bomb do any good? It doesn't do anything to anybody, right? It's just a waste.
Yeah,
it turns out like
it's just a
Waspinator
waste.
wasted his time. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that was a wash, and then Waspinator crashes. And then do we see him anymore?
We see him briefly because he makes a comeback along with Pterosaur, and basically Tigatron goes to help out Cheetor, starts facing off against Inferno.
Yeah, he just goes
But then
rock and
Primal
roll on
shows up.
everybody's face. Does Primal show up? Primal doesn't show up before Tigatron has done like everything, and the plot actually starts for the episode. Because he's doing all the thing. He beats Waspinator. If Pterosaur comes back, he got beat. And then the last thing that Tigatron does is stop Inferno, and then he starts shooting Inferno, and all of his shots hit Inferno and do the right work, except for the last one because Inferno goes off to such and such. And this is where Tigatron hits the munitions dump that the Predacons are attacking the Maximals with.
They all explode.
And they all explode. He blows up the top of this mountain.
Yeah, big avalanche.
Big avalanche.
Rock falling.
And crushes...
his tiger lady.
Yeah, his tiger lady. What's her name? Snowstalker.
Snowstalker.
Yeah, so Snowstalker gets it. And Snowstalker actually is the first death.
Yeah, it's the first casualty.
We haven't seen...
Well, I mean, there was that mouse.
Yeah, but that was like lunch, though.
But he was feasting.
He was feasting. That's the thing. Like that doesn't count as a casualty of war.
Okay.
You know, that was
Okay.
that was just a tarantula's feasting. I want that to be my ringtone. I'm feasting. But yeah, this is the first real casualty of war, and all of a sudden, Cheetor knows what death is. Back in the Spark, back in the episode of the Spark, he's like, dies.
What do you mean?
What is Rhinox? What is dies?
So then now,
and Tigatron is just
he's
totally devastated because
like he runs over, he's trying to unbury this, whatever's left.
Yeah, whatever's left of Tiger Lady.
Yeah, I guess he finds her.
Yeah, he found her,
and
and he made a rock. And he makes a rock, what's it called? A rock mausoleum for her.
Well, not really. Well, I mean, he
it's
covers
above
her.
ground.
Yeah, he covers her in stone,
grave.
and then builds like a little.
Some other kind of little monument thing.
Yeah, what's the thing I'm looking for?
Pie?
Well, of course, looking for pie, but that's not what I was looking. Not the word I was looking for. But yeah, and then he's like just completely shuts down, and I don't know. He has this very like I don't know. I wrote down. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody dies.
Yeah, but it's like I mean, come on. Like, I mean, is he? It reminds me of a lot of the. I don't know. Like you come across with a lot of people who are like so gung ho about like war and fighting and guns and all this other stuff and man I'd love to go hunting and all this other thing and as soon as you put them in that situation where they actually experience either being shot at or battle or actually taking the life of an animal, they completely turns them off and like it's not what they're expecting. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of romance to the action movie star type of a mentality, and that's what Tigatron is exhibiting at the beginning of the episode when he's taking Inferno out, and then all of a sudden this costs him the life of his companion.
Yeah, for the first time in this series, there's actual consequences for this war, for this battle.
Yeah, yeah. I think his speech is apt.
Yeah, and he's like, I just don't. I'm not. I don't want to.
Yep, I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm not playing anymore, guys.
Yeah, he's saying whatever. Yeah, whatever we do, this planet's paying the price for it. And it's just a casualty in our war, and I'm not going to be a part of it anymore.
Yeah, look at this land that we destroyed.
Look at this thing I just did.
What would you call this? And Dinobots like, this is simply a battleground.
Yeah,
okay?
He's like, only because we made it so.
War. This is a war.
Yeah, that was interesting. I really, really thought that was well done because they had Tigatron monologuing about the devastation of war and the price of war and like the stuff like that, and Cheetor is saying, but this is what we're doing. We're the good guys, and we're trying to do this for the greater good anyway.
This is what we need to do.
And it's okay. You made a mistake, and it's not easy to bury a friend or anything like that. These are things that are
trying to be.
He's trying to be supportive.
Yeah, trying to be supportive, trying to be understanding and everything. And like as far as dialogue is concerned, and especially since this is a children's TV show. I mean, this is some pretty heavy stuff to just kind of dump in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was much
like actual conceptually, actually very kind of heavy, and it's not masked in any type of metaphor or anything else where the children have to go moment. It's like, no, this person died.
Yeah,
war is bad.
Yeah,
war
no, somebody died here. Yeah.
It was very out in front and obvious, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It kind of wasn't a fun episode.
Yeah, it wasn't about being fun.
I know, it wasn't about being
straight
fun.
up. We had we've had to deal with Rhinox farting recently.
Yeah,
but this was the series. Yeah,
just last week.
Yeah, but yeah, in this one, what we have is this really it's a real show, and that's what I love so much about Beast Wars is when you can actually look at a situation like this when all three of these characters, even when Dinobot comes in and confronts Tigatron for just the first time that he has to confront Tigatron in this episode, he is he's not sympathetic to what Tigatron is going through.
No, not at all. Because, well, I mean, let's face it, Dinobot has not he hasn't made those type of bonds. He's barely made those bonds with his comrades.
Well, and when somebody might have, he says, recycle them with honors.
Yeah. But yeah,
he was pretty sad when he found Tarantulas' leg.
Well,
when he found Tarantulas' leg,
I don't know if he was sad per se. I think he was just more just deep in thought and
he was pensive about it. Yeah, that's true. But
But yeah, I don't know. In any case, so they start kind of going back and forth. Tigatron swears off of being a Maximal or being a part of this war, and decides to just leave. And around that time, that's when
Inferno is watching.
Yeah, Inferno's watching. Waspinator and Pterosaur start trying to make a comeback, and Primal's on his way. Primal gets there, shoots them down, because there was some interaction there between Primal and Waspinator and Pterosaur.
Does he have that fight at that point?
I think it was right before.
It was something like that. It almost only barely matters because the Predacons know that Tigatron has quit. They're planning on getting
a trophy for the royalty.
Yeah, they need a trophy for the royalty. So they're going to try to get they want to get Tigatron because he's not going to fight.
Yep.
But they're not going to end up seeing Tigatron. They're going to see Dinobot on his own. They're going to see Cheetor. No, Cheetor gets dropped off by Primal, because Primal comes and gets...
God.
That was cute. I liked watching Optimus dropping Cheetor off, carrying him by the scruff of his neck.
Which is funny. But the thing that cracked me up is that when Primal was dropping off Cheetor, he was still like at least 100 feet up in the air.
Oh, was that what bothered you about that? I thought it was just funny that he was getting carried by the scruff of his neck.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just like, all right, kitty, bye.
Yeah, I know you're damaged, but I'm going to drop you from here.
Yeah. All right. It just seemed like it was a very, very long way to just drop him. In any case.
Yeah, go get fixed up.
So, like, right before that happens, Dinobot says, you stay here to Cheetor. It's like, I'm going to go deal with him. Yeah, I'm going to go deal with this. Yeah, so this guy's a traitor.
Yeah, so what we're he says Predacons know how to deal with those who do not want to fight. Yeah, and I was like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, so like Dinobot leaves to go deal with the defector.
Mm-hmm. So he's going off chasing after Tigatron. Optimus is carrying Cheetor off to go get fixed, and then he's going to re-rendezvous with Dinobot.
And then Cheetor is like, "Oh, what are you going to do? Like, is he going to do something? What's going to happen?" And Primal's like, "I don't know, but it can't be good, so I'm going to go do that now. Bye.
Yeah, I'm going to go make sure that this works out." Yeah. And then we have Tigatron and Dinobot's second interaction.
Yeah, and now we find out why Dinobot makes foot pounding noises when he walks.
Oh, we do? Why?
To lead up into the scene.
Oh, okay.
Because it alerts Tigatron that he's coming. That's the only real reason why they would do that. Because Velociraptor is a predatory animal who could stalk.
Were they predators or were they scavengers?
No, they were predators.
Okay.
They would hunt in packs. Do you remember that scene from Jurassic Park where the guy goes over and he's like finding the one, and then the two come from the side, and he's like, "Clever girl," and then he gets eaten.
I remember. I will have to watch that movie again. I'm looking forward to Jurassic World.
I don't know.
It looks fine.
A lot of things can look fine.
Yes. Yeah, but it looks better than not. It looks better than Jurassic Park 2.
I mean, if you go off of just looking fine, the book cover of 50 Shades of Grey looks fine. It's just a tie. It's just a great tie.
That doesn't look fine.
It looks fine. It looks all right. There's nothing wrong with that tie. Mm-mm. It's a great tie.
Okay.
It has an interesting pattern. Mm. But it's not.
I'm looking over your shoulder at my Optimus Prime action figure, which is easily 4 or 5 shades of gray. So anyway, back to the gravitas of the situation. Dinobot's interaction with Tigatron in this second time is one of the most interesting and exciting things. If for no other reason than the way that he starts waxing poetic about the Predacon cause.
You do not really know the Predacons. They live for the glory of conquest. Megatron takes the energon wealth of this world unopposed. He will begin a war. A war that will destroy Cybertron and shatter galaxies until only one side survives. It has been this way for hundreds of stellar cycles, ever since Autobot and Decepticon first began the Great War.
Because Tigatron's point of view is that we're not going to stop ruining everything unless somebody decides to stop ruining something. He's like, we're never going to find peace until one side decides to stop fighting. Yeah. And I'm going to start that process of deciding to not fight anymore.
And Dinobot's stance was that you may stop fighting, but the Predacons are not going to stop fighting. You may say, I want peace. They're going to say, well, that's nice. I'm just going to take you out.
Yeah. The best line there is when Dinobot says, we Predacon, or, we the Predacons. He has to correct himself, strive on conquest. Seek victory and glory through conquest. And if nobody stands in Megatron's way, if Megatron can get all of the energon on this planet, uninterrupted, with nobody standing against him, he'll wage a war that shatters galaxies. It was like, oh, dude, that is the epic.
really, it's a little bit over dramatic.
I don't know, man. The whole thing is that like this planet has enough resources for Megatron to raise enough of a rebellion with the Predacon supporters back at home to he could fuel a war machine. And if the least of the problems is the Maximals in their own time period, if they're able to overcome the Maximals, then they can overcome anything.
Okay.
There's what other races are we talking about? The Quintessons, the Junkions. If we really do, it's like, okay, like if there are still Quintessons and Junkions and who else do they? The Sharkticons, that are on some of these other planets. I mean, look at what Unicron does at the beginning of the Transformers movie from 1988. He just ate a planet.
Okay.
Oh, that was inhabited by people, or robotic people to soften the blow. Whatever. Megatron would cause major problems if the Maximals lose on this strange primitive world.
I don't doubt that. I think that in this episode, it just seems that they just seem to be pounding it in your face a lot more than. I don't know.
Well, I guess the thing is that like Dinobots telling Tigatron, you can't opt out of this war because it's going to go on at you.
Yeah, I know, and. Tigatron kind of fights back and says, well, let me look at this. Look at all these innocents and everything else. And Dinobot's like, there's nothing innocent in this force. There's no such thing as innocence. Like, take a look. And they see looks like an antelope being taken out by a tiger, another tiger.
Yeah.
And like, see? And he's like, well, that's just survival. That's, that's attacking to survive. That has nothing to do with war or anything else like that. And he's like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're surviving. And if we don't stand up to Megatron, then, everything on this planet is at risk. And we are at risk.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, after this conversation goes on and on, twice he threatens to fight.
Yeah, Dinobot's like, look, okay, fine. I'm just going to start fighting you right now.
Yeah, defend yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to prove myself by shooting at you with my lazy eye.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
But he's threatening Tigatron, just trying to get a rise out of him, trying to get him to defend himself.
Him back on action. He's like, okay, now get back to your post.
Yeah, and if you look at it, what it looks like, what it really is, it's Dinobot dealing out some tough love.
Yeah.
Saying, look, you're a warrior. This is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what this is about. So this happened to you. And you're just going to have to deal with that. He's not going to say, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that this is what's happening. And if you want this type of thing to stop, you have to win the war.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
So then Prime comes in, says some stuff.
Yeah. He says, man, Tigatron, I'm just really sorry about what
he's like, aren't you going to say something, Prime?
Yeah.
Dinobot says, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I hope you're going to be okay.
I want you to come back with us or whatever.
Yeah. But
he's like, no, I'm grieving. No, go away.
Okay, I understand. At which point, that's when Dinobot's like, screw this.
Yeah.
I can't deal with you Maximals. The sentimentality and the understanding and all the feels that Maximals have are just too much for him. And he goes off and promptly gets ambushed by the trio of Predacon flyers, which have finally caught up with them.
And it finally used the signal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which is like some weird type of green flare,
green thingy,
starburst with red shower things.
Mm-hmm. It looked delicious. So and Wasp and Hater does attack right away, and they're just laying into Dinobot. Now I'm not sure if this is the cartoony bit or not. Was this the part where Dinobot's head retreats into his body?
No.
Oh no, that was earlier.
That was a little bit later. No,
that was later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This fight goes on a while.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, they get the drop on him. They start just pounding the heck out of him. He's down on the ground, and I don't know what happened, but at some point he was able to get back up. And the three of them are circling him, shooting at him and stuff. Uh-huh. And there was a couple times where they were shooting at his head, and he ducked his head into his body to avoid getting shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he turns his head into 360 degree
to shooting his laser.
To shoot his laser eyes. Yeah, but those were the just the couple of cartoony gimmicks that I saw throughout the episode. Most of the time, what it was trying to do, the episode was like, we're going to talk at you kids about pacifism and the idea, the concept of a just war, and to make up for that, we'll have extended action sequences at the front and back of this episode for you.
I don't know. I didn't really get it. I didn't really get into it.
You didn't?
No,
Oh.
I didn't. Like, I understand the message. I understood. Yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
But like the first fight scene was okay. The second one was kind of still at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fight goes on. Primal gets into it. Primal gets shut down. Primal takes out, at this point.
Yeah.
Primal takes out Waspinator and Pterosaur, and then somehow Primal
gets it.
Yeah,
They end up overpowering
They both
him.
need
He's
to
not able
transform back into beast mode because they're both short now.
Oh yeah, he was at like 30% battery. His battery's totally dying.
Yeah, so that ended up, prompting, Inferno to be there ready to take them out, and that's when, I guess
Tigatron is
Tigatron's
tired
like,
of.
okay.
He's like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
I can't.
I don't want to watch my friends get killed, so I'll go and I'll defend or whatever. And that's basically kind of the end of it. He gets the best of Inferno, sends him back, and then it's just like, all right, you know what? I'm still mourning, but I'll be with you guys. I'll finish this at the end or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was kind of it.
Yeah. I think that is, looking at it and, the fact that Tigatron is still mourning, even like while he's kicking butt, and blowing up Predacons and stuff, he is still visibly shaken, and he does not like this. He doesn't like what he's doing. He's not having a good time. He, up to this point, he had all this bravado, all this, confidence. I could hunt Preds alone. Like his whole attitude was totally different, and this event has changed him.
See, I have a problem with that whole arc.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen this Tiger Lady in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And his Tiger Lady was, she's been absent. He's been kind of like on the prowl on his own for a very long time. And even at some point, he was about to
leave the planet. Is this your problem?
Yeah.
Your problem is
He was about to leave her forever.
Hey, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna go get some cigarettes. I'm gonna get cigarettes and milk. I'll be back in 20.
Yeah, and he was gonna leave forever. So like,
yeah. But the thing is that it's not just about the companionship. It's about the life sacrifice.
I know.
So
I just find it funny that it's like,
I was gonna leave her. I wasn't gonna kill her.
When you put it like that,
yeah,
But I don't know, man. I don't know. This episode, it just didn't really do it for me. Like, I understand the message. I think that the speeches and the going over the in and outs of war and the casualties and that type of thing. I think those moments were really well done. I think that they were well written. I think that the majority of the aspects of this episode were well directed. I just didn't really like it. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. The fight scenes were kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I don't see that the episode was made to be a fun time. I think that there was like a lot of the action was in there to eat up some minutes and to apologize to 10-year-olds for making them learn something today. The writing was awesome. The directing was really solid. There was no prolonged shots except for when Megatron laughs in Dinobots Fever Dream and when Inferno laughs at some other point. Those are the only times where there was a CGI model being shaken violently like a Muppet laughing on Sesame Street or something like that. Other than that, even with the comedic moments, maybe the thing is that maybe those comedic moments weren't so comedic that they made us laugh. They weren't just foolish enough to bring us into that level of enjoyment.
Maybe.
And so like it was trying to balance between the serious subject matter
when you
versus
have something serious like that, you need something that's a little bit more toned down to be able to kind of bring that smile around.
Yeah, so it's
because if you have anything that's like super uber cheesy, trying to mask over something like the death of a valued acquaintance,
Is
for lack of a better term.
Man, I'm inviting you
It's
to the
just
next
gonna be
funeral
like-
that I go to.
Yes,
A valued acquaintance.
I'm a phenomenal
Yeah.
Googleizer.
Yeah. Would you deliver the googly?
But I don't know. Like, I mean, everyone deals with grief in their own way, and I think that the laughing aspects or the cheesy, stupid, silly stuff that they're trying to throw in here to try to lighten the mood, just kind of makes it. It seems like it's trying to cheapen the loss, and at some point it becomes just annoying. I don't know if that's because I'm an adult and my focus is kind of like on the story aspect of everything that's going on with like the loss of that other tiger and the conflict of like, you know, fighting a war or, you know, trying to protect the innocents, so to speak, or whatever. But like, it just, I don't know, maybe children kind of are able to look past it because it's serious stuff and whatever, and then enjoy the fighting scenes. But like for me, I don't know.
Would you have liked it if it was more just hard drama for the whole 22 minutes?
I don't know.
If it was done like in the Japanese style and it was like Tigatron riding a monorail train with his tape deck.
His Sony cassette,
Yeah, his Sony cassette.
digital cassette.
Yeah. Would that have made it better? I think it might have, honestly. If seriously, if Tigatron like went and listened to like some like, you know, some Joy Division or something, and just sat
Radiohead.
like, if it was just him sitting on a rock, you know, the one bug climbing up a blade of grass.
I think that if they did take a more serious direction with it, where that battle was it, there wasn't any resolution, because like, I mean, if you want to really emphasize the struggle of that individual, the event that caused that issue was the fight with Inferno. At the end of the episode, they tried to tie in it's all good because you finally got him. You got him good. And that, you know, you've avenged basically the death of this tiger. If they would have like left out that second fight, I think, and concentrated more on like Tigatron going off and then Primal maybe meeting up with him later or a couple days later or saying, hey man, you know, are you okay or whatever, and then having some other type of struggle later on over at the Axalon or something, you know, basically to kind of bring him out of it. But I don't know, I think it's just too soon. I think that
just the fact that he's not brought out of it though, you know, he's just having to deal with, you know, actively with the grief that he's feeling, and the fact that if he stops fighting now, he's putting his actual friends in danger. You know, like that's the thing. I think that the second fight is absolutely necessary to prove the point. The thing is that, you know, we don't see him too often, and now when we do see him, he does the fight, and then now that this thing has gone wrong,
it would be more powerful if there was more like time in between it. Because like, if it's
maybe
like,
we could have done it like that if he went back to post-apocalyptic Vegas and turned off his phone. If he went to post-apocalyptic Vegas and turned off his communications array, all right, and then we spent some time with him, a few days with him or something, and then when he, I don't know, something might have triggered him noticing something going on far away, and then he goes back and finds the Axalon and totally destroyed by a Predacon attack that he could have prevented from happening, but he was too busy feeling sorry for himself.
Not even. Like, I mean, with the way that I see it happening is like, hey, you know, I'm really upset about this. My God, this is crushing me. Like, everything that I just experienced, I don't know if I could do this anymore. Like, I just can't right now. I just can't. Hey, you need to. Okay. You know, that's what I see here.
But he put up a big fight. He's telling Cheetor that he's not going to do it. He tells Dinobot that he's not going to do it. Then he tells Dinobot again that he's not going to do it. I know that, and then he tells Primal that he's not going to do it.
At the end, though,
he
said he'll do it.
Yeah, at the end he says he's going to do it, but he has to do it because Primal and Dinobot almost got disassembled.
I mean, he does do it.
Air quotes. Yes, yeah.
I mean, he does like, you know...
He does the thing, but the thing is, his motivations have totally changed. He's not fighting for glory. He's not fighting because he hates the Preds. He's fighting to protect.
Yeah, I understand that. Mm-hmm. I understand that, but
also,
after that fight is all done and over with,
yeah,
he should have said, okay, I protected you, but I'm still out. I want no part of this war. And then go off into the woods like he normally does.
Okay.
That's what should have happened, in my opinion. And then at some point he's called back in or whatever to kind of help out. Like, that would have been a better ending opposed to, his closing, like I said, okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of this episode, it was like, okay, well, I am a Maximal, and I do need to protect these people, and I do. It's like, really?
I'll fight this war because this is the only way that I can protect the planet, because this war is going to happen with or without me.
Yeah, and that's exactly why it's like, I'm dealing with this, it's so heavy, I can't do this, or whatever. Okay, I'll do it. Like, you know, there needs to be some type of weight to his struggle. There needs to be some, you know,
I still think that there is
the thing that he just dealt with.
Yeah, I still think that there is. I still sympathize with him, because the thing is, like, you still got to go to work. You know what I mean? You still have to do what you're there to do. I mean, it's not like he's a pizza delivery guy. He's not just like...
He's not a pizza delivery guy. But as far as, like, all the Maximals, like, on the ship or on the Maximal side, like, he is someone who is doing the least on a regular basis. I'm not saying that he doesn't pull his own weight, because when he does get involved, he does quite a bit. But, like, he stays outside of the Axalon. He has his own pad with his tiger lady. He has his own schedule. He has his own thing. He
picks his own hours.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, you know, we need to do this thing. Well, you want to see if Tigatron's available? Hey, Tigatron, why don't you come over and help us do this? Like, he's not like an active participant. He is not with... He's not at the Axalon with the people, you know, trying to figure out these missions or whatever. He was not on that mission to go find the artifacts that, you know, Cheetor and Dinobot were part of. You know, there's all these different things. Like, there was no real motivation for him to go back to being a Maximal, because he was barely a Maximal to begin with, like, as part of that group. Okay. So why would he be just all gung-ho about it? Like, he should have, you know, pulled back more, because it was more in tune to what he was already doing. Okay. Because it's not his job. All right. It's not what he signed up for. Day one when he was here, he's like, hey, you know, you guys are pretty cool, but I'm going to go do my tiger thing. So I'll check you later.
Hook me up with a blue laser phone, and then, you know, we'll talk once in a while.
But that's it.
Okay. All right. I hear you. I can go there with you. All right. The only difference that I have of opinion with you is I love this episode. Okay. I love this episode, and I still love Tigatron, and I'm still gonna have to buy a Tigatron action figure. But no, you're by and large you're right. They could have done a lot more dramatic work. They could have done a lot more deep character stuff. But we're really close to the end of the season, and there's just no time.
And on that note,
so speaking of which, we will we'll pick this up next week. Next week we are at
episode 22.
22 is like Before the Storm or something like that. I can look it up real quick. It's we are in the home stretch of season 1 of Beast Wars. And Before the Storm.
Before the Storm.
Episode number 24. Before the Storm.
Why are you going 24?
That's what it says. What did we do?
We just did 21.
No, we just did 23.
No, we just did 21.
Really? Because it says 23, Law of the Jungle.
Because you said 21.
Well, I'll overdub it. Episode 23. There you go. I'll cut that into the beginning of the episode.
Well, in any case, I'll say. And on that note, we'll catch up with you guys next week. We're going to be covering episode 24.
Before the Storm. All right, till then, I've been Dale.
And I've been Eric.
And thanks for listening to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you can find at optimusprimecast.com.
Have a good week. High five.